The eyes are the windows to the soul. We've all heard that expression a time or 10. But what about cats? Can you potentially get a read on your cat's mood by just looking into their eyes? In this video, I'll talk about the valuable information that can be gained by not only paying attention to your pet's pupils, but also your cat's eye blinks. It all comes together to tell a story. Your cat's mood, it's all right there if you know what to look for. I've got you covered. Stay tuned. The emotion, it was written all over his face. How about that expression? You've likely heard that one a time or 10, just like that little ditty about the eyes being the windows to the soul. One important aspect to understand when it comes to attempting to diagnose, let's say, your cat's mood is that unlike humans, you're not going to be able to read a lot from the face alone. By and large, your cat's facial expression is an expression for all seasons. It doesn't change too much. This is why you have to take a deep dive into your cat's eyes if you want any chance of reading their true feelings, their mood in that current moment. Happiness, sadness, anxiety, fear. What do your cat's pupils have to say? Let's start with general contentment and relaxation, and hopefully, fingers crossed, this is what you'll bear witness to more times than not. If your cat's eyes are half closed and the pupils are normal, not too small, not too wide, this is a sign that your cat is doing all right. Just another day in the neighborhood. If nothing visual about your cat's eyes, if nothing really grabs your attention, then your cat is most likely in a relaxed state and in a generally pleasant mood, a relaxed mood. Now, not to be confused with pleasure, if your cat is truly enjoying the moment, a petting session in progress would be a nice example. Your cat will display narrow pupils, slit pupils, the famous cat's eye appearance that we all know and love. And of course, if your cat is purring up a storm, you'll be able to read the mood quite easily. If your pet is anxious or afraid, look for both wide eyes and wide pupils. Cats often strike this appearance when something unexpected is taking place. If there's hammering in the attic, or the vacuum cleaner fires up, or your cat is outdoors and sees a dog roaming around, anything that introduces some measure of anxiety and uneasiness can cause your cat to look wild-eyed, large eyes with large pupils. What about anger? Can your cat's eyes give you a warning to steer clear and stay away? If your pet's pupils are very small and the eyes are also in a squint, this could be a sign of anger or aggression. Unlike fear, where a cat's eyes can take on a curious wide posture, the squint is one of control and intent. They're not afraid, but they're giving that look to whomever or whatever that they should be. If your cat is giving you the squint eye with the tiny pupils, it could be time to take a step back. Felines often give this look to other cats when in the midst of a stare down prior to a swipe with the claws or other physically aggressive measures. Now, let's move on from the pupils to the blinking. On the surface, let me just say that uncertain cats, insecure cats, scaredy cats, they don't blink too much, at least not in the face of doubt. When survival of the fittest is the name of the game, blinking could lead to a dire outcome, at least in the mind and in the eyes, no pun intended, of a cat. Having said that, if your cat blinks, quite often, in fact, this is a sure sign of affection towards you, but it's also a sure sign of trust. The ability of a cat to blink freely, and dare I say, take a nap right there in front of you, that is supreme trust. Now, given what we know about the pupil appearance and the blinking, it's important to match these visuals with the big picture, most notably other physical indicators such as general body posture, ear posture, tail posture, meowing, the sound of the meows. Everything has to be included in the assessment. Because while pupils alone, if you know what to look for, can give you a good idea on how your cat is feeling at any given moment, they won't always spell out the entire story. For example, if your cat's ears are pinned back, the tail is straight up, and your cat's back is rounded, don't even bother with those pupils. That visual alone is enough to communicate that your pet is angry and upset. And another thing to consider in all of this is the cat in question and their relationship to you. If you've owned your cat for 10 years, let's say, the pupils may or may not be a good indicator of how your pet is truly feeling. Why? primarily because they can still feel a sense of trust, safety, and security while also being a bit unhappy. Understand that the more you know your cat, the more you will likely have to look at other signs that go beyond the eyes. On the flip side, you'll be a bit more inclined to get a read on a cat's mood by looking at the eyes. If the cat in question is a stray or feral, the animal won't really have a trusting bond with you, so the cat will display more of an honest response, let's call it, to whatever they're truly feeling in that moment. Before I close things out for this topic, I'd love to pose this question to the audience. How much do you pay attention to your cat's eyes? Not even with respect to attempting to read your cat's mood, but just in general. Does your cat have some rather striking eyes in terms of general appearance? For the most part, on a personal level, I can't say that I pay too much attention to my cat's eyes, especially the pupil size in any given moment. In your personal opinion, even though it certainly can be done, if you were attempting to get an idea of your cat's mood, would you look at the eyes or would you be more inclined to take stock of your cat's overall body language and general behavior? Personally, I think the eyes would be the very last thing that I would look at if I were attempting to get an honest read on how my cat was feeling. My cats are very expressive, and they always have been. Now, if your cat is of senior status and has become far less expressive from a physical standpoint, the eyes could be the main way to go if you're attempting to discover your cat's mood. I can see how it can be very different from owner to owner and even from cat to cat. To the audience of Senior Cat Wellness, are your cat's eyes truly revealing? Are the emotions right there all of the time without having to give it much thought, or at least a second thought? If you have a story to share about your cat's eyes and the mood and emotions they reveal, please let me know. I'm interested. And if you enjoyed this content, please give the video a like and subscribe to the channel. I'd love to have you as a member of the Senior Cat Wellness family. And until next time, thank you so very much for watching. I'll now leave you with a few more striking eyes to look at. And I will talk to you later.